Everything I see up in my head just comes to life.
If you're able to go back to the you when you were 7 years old, to being that version of yourself that was unafraid, literally afraid of nothing, and that went after everything that it is that you wanted, well, trust me, you'd have everything you want in this life. And more than likely, it's just about the process, it's just about remembering who it is that you authentically are before the programs of this reality got programmed within you so that you stopped believing it was possible for you, or you got frustrated at yourself, or you got pissed off because you didn't get the result, or you didn't get what it is that you desired into your life. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly why that is, and how to let go of it, how to let go of that program, to not feel any more guilt, to not feel ashamed, to not feel like you're lesser than, or to just basically not feel like you're not enough. We're going to be covering that in this video. But before I get into that, what's going on, guys? My name's Charles. I'm an online fitness coach that blends energetic spirituality along with fitness for you to have the ideal body that you dream of having. And what I'm speaking on is literally you have to go from thinking that you're perfect, from this program of thinking that you're perfect and you can't fail and you can't not do the right thing, to understanding that you are a human being, you are imperfectly perfect, and you will fuck up. You will stumble your way to success. You will fail your way to success. And we have to let go of this programming that our society sadly has literally programmed within us to think that if we're failing, we're losers, we're bad, we're not good, we suck, and all these things. But understanding that failure is the way to literally getting better, to growth, to improvement, to self-development. And if you're unable to fail your way, then more than likely you're not going to be taking the action or the actions that you need to be taking action on to improve, to get better, to have the growth that you seek. Because the version of you of where you are right now that does not yet have the thing you want, the gap in between that version of you and the version of you that has that thing is literally the failure that you're able to take on to get that failure and get your way to success. Because every failure you're learning from, and if you could either win or you can learn. You can't lose. You can learn from something, and when you win, you learn, and when you lose, you learn as well. But there's no such thing as loss, because the only losers are the ones that quit. So if you're able to understand and you're able to remove this program of guilt, of shame, of thinking that you're not good because you weren't perfect and you weren't this robot and you didn't do the right thing and you might have gone off track. Hey, let's bring it back. Let's dial it back, and let's understand that you're a human being. You're imperfectly perfect, just like I said. And it's going from thinking that it has to be perfect to understanding and acknowledging that you will fuck up, that you will fail, that you are going to get off the path. And if you're able to have that approach and understand that you're going to mess up, well, then when you mess up, it just becomes part of the process, and you're able to account for it, and you're not going to get so pissed off. You're not going to feel guilty. You're not going to feel ashamed. You're not going to have all those negative emotions that are just going to tank your frequency, tank your vibration. And you're not going to hold on to that, because you're going to have predicted that this is going to happen. So you'll be more ready, one, to take it in, as I've done countless of times in my life. It's not always going like we can't control like what happens to us, guys. We only control how we react to what happens to us. And so if we're able to react of us messing up in a way that we don't hold any guilt, we don't hold any anger for ourselves, and we're still able to remain in a high vibration because we learn from that moment, and we learned and we get the feedback and the data of understanding that when we got off track, we know we can break it down scientifically and look, okay, this is where I messed up. This is where I got off track. And you don't look at it. It literally has no meaning other than everything it could teach you on how to be more of the version that you want to be, bring you right back to your divine center, your divine power, and claiming that power back to being your most authentic version of yourself, and to have the physical body that you want, literally anything that you want. But you look at the data of when you got off track, and you're able to say, okay, this is step one, this is step two, this is step three that you did to get off track. Now, why did those steps happen in the first place? We look at that. More than likely, it's your mind trying to keep you in homeostasis, keeping you in that comfort zone. Because remember, guys, your mind is not there to make you happy. Your mind is there to keep you safe, to ensure your survival. And that's why, more than likely, if you're striving for something, and it's something new, and it's something that you're not familiar with, it's scary. But if we're able to switch, like I said, from thinking that we're perfect and not leaving any room for error and for learning and for growing pains, and they're painful because It's painful to grow, but you need it in order to grow and to become better and to become more of who it is that you want to be. But so if we're able to then look at it that way and just understand that there's growth in that, and we can pivot into knowing that we're human beings and we're imperfectly perfect and that we will mess up. Well, when we mess up, we don't allow any more time to feel any guilt, and we remove that program. And so it's not even about the time, but you don't even feel those feelings anymore because you know that it's going to come. It's like, it's just on the same level as, okay, it's sunny today and it's been sunny for a few days and it's been warm. More than likely, what's going to come with the weather, there's going to be rain. And it'd be impossible for us, for you to grasp this example, it would be impossible for us to literally think we live in a climate that would only be sunny all day long. Yes, don't come at me with the example of Florida, where I'm from, but yes, it's sunny 300 days out of the year, but there's 65 days of rain. And when it rains, it rains and it rains and it pours. You know, when it rains, it pours, as the saying goes. But literally, we account for that rain and we know that it's going to come. And so therefore, when it comes, okay, maybe we don't enjoy it as much as the sun, but we know that the sun's going to come back and we know the program is going to get right back to it. But we know that the rain is going to come. And for you, the rain is simply getting off track, is changing the path that you're taking, like getting off track. Basically, it's not changing the path. It's just getting you off that track of getting to that goal. And you think that's negative, but it's required in order there. It's not going to be a steady line. It might be a few steps forward and then you take a step back, because remember, your mind is trying to keep you safe. And so the safetiness is in the comfort zone. It's trying to pull you back to that. So we got to take away the subconscious programming. The subconscious is what is keeping you exactly where you are and getting you off that track. So we have to work with our minds instead of against it, and just understand and come to the reality that we are going to get off track, and it is normal, and we are humans. We are imperfectly perfect, and you have to hone that in so much, because if you're able to do that slowly but surely, you'll see that you've picked up negative limiting beliefs that aren't even yours. More than likely, you've picked them up from your parents, your teachers, colleagues, society, people in society in general, and you've taken them on because you've just been programmed to think repeatedly over and over again, which have created beliefs, negative limiting beliefs, that you've taken on and now limit you from being imperfectly perfect and being the human being that you are. And you think you have to strive for perfection just like a robot. And that is what keeps you stuck, because you're so afraid to fail and you're so afraid to not be perfect that keeps you in inaction. That keeps you stuck. That keeps you not moving. That keeps you exactly where you are. And where you are is not where you want to be, because the modus operandi of the universe is more life. And so therefore, if you're not growing, well, hey, you're doing right the opposite. And so therefore, that feeling within you, that spark, that flame, that inner flame is calling you to be more, to do more, and to be more of who it is that you are authentically. And if you're able to do that, and if you're able to shift your mindset and shift your mind from knowing that it wants to be perfect, because if it's not perfect, it sucks, it's not good enough, to understanding that there will be learning curves and there will be setbacks, but you take those setbacks on because you know that that's part of the journey, that's part of the path to you becoming more of who it is that you authentically are. So start implementing that into your everyday life, guys. I feel like this knowledge bomb on Friday. I'm dropping bombs, and it is what it is. It's been a good week, an even better video. So I appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed the video, if you got any value out of it, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below what was the biggest golden nugget you were able to take away from this mindset shift that you can implement in your life. Any day now, any day. I'm waiting on it. I want to know you guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wishing you a super good weekend. Like the words behind me, my friends, let's keep making yesterday jealous.